Hey guys, today I'm going to show you something a little new, a little interesting. It's a feature I recently integrated into the new version of my YouTube video downloader. We're going to create an application that checks for updates on a web server. And we're going to be using XML for this. And so you guys will learn how to automatically set it so your application can check for updates, and you also learn how to parse an XML file from a URL. Alright. So the first thing we probably want to do is create that XML file. So I'm just going to do a new text file, name it update. Wow, that was odd. My computer froze trying to name a text file. Rename it to update.xml. We're going to open that with Dreamweaver. You can edit it with anything, but this is nice and neat. Alright, we're going to add this line that is necessary. Version equals 1.0. Coding. You can look up XML examples on the internet as well. Alright, and then we want probably the name of our application. So we're just going to name it Cool App. And then we want version. And then we're going to put the most up-to-date version. Let's say Cool App is version 1.83. And then we want an version tag. And then we're also going to want a URL where we can download it. Let's just set it to my website. And the URL tag. And then we want to end the Cool App tag. Alright, it's that simple, and you can add several of these. Say I wanted to add Cool App 2, etc., etc. Alright, so we're just going to save that. Close out of that. Alright, and you're going to want to update this to whatever your web server is through your FTP software, etc. Put it wherever you want. I already uploaded it, so I'm not really going to worry about that. Alright, back to the console application. Okay, let's start off by creating download URL. Whoa. Not really sure what that was. Anyway, and then we're going to want to create a version object. These are just things we're going to use later. Don't really worry about them right now. And this is the important part, string XML URL. This is the place where you uploaded your XML file to. In my case it is where.com/update.xml. Alright, and then we are going to want to create an XML text reader. Make sure to mouse over this and using system.xml reader. We're going to set that to null. And then it's always good to use try catches here just in case you run into an error, because this is where we're going to be doing most of the work. And we are just going to write the error. Console.writeLine, yeah. Eesh. Just going to write out that and do a nice little return. Actually, this one's better. Forget what the exit codes are, but you can just do that exit side of your application. Alright, now to the important stuff. We're going to create our new XML reader, XML text reader, and then we're going to pass it the input stream. There's actually several different things we can pass it in. String URL is going to be the one we're going to use, but you can pass it tons of many different XML text reader constructors. So we're just going to pass XML URL. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and skip to the main content. This is just something you might want to put in there right away. It helps skip the unnecessary lines so we don't have to parse as many things. So just do reader.move to content. And then we want to store the element name that we come across as we're parsing through the XML file, so we're just going to create a string to hold that. And then our first if statement, if reader.nodeType equals XML nodeType.element, so if it is an element, And where's my and key? There it is. Reader.name, and this will be our what we named that thing, so cool app. I think that's what I named it. Okay. Got our if statement working out. Don't forget the double equals. Alright, and while we are reading the XML, alright, and if reader.nodeType equals XML nodeType.element. This is if we find an element node, we just want to store that name in the element name. And we are going to use that later. I keep forgetting double equals signs. Alright. And then else. And these will be the text nodes, like what we're gonna what the data is gonna be that we put in there. Alright, so if reader, two of these, reader.nodeType equals XML nodeType.text. So the text is what we put in there. And we have to make sure it actually has a value, just in case we might have had a blank value in there. Okay, and then we are just going to do a simple switch statement. Again, man, with the double equal signs. Not on top of my game today. We're going to switch with the element name. Okay, everything looks good. And see what will happen is once it goes over, actually I should probably bring up that XML file again so I can explain this a little bit better. Alright, so what happens is it's going to go into the cool app, and the XML nodeType element is going to be version. So that's going to be stored in the element name. And what's happened is we're going to do a switch statement with that version, or with that, it's either going to be version or URL. So let's move this back over. For switch statement are pretty easy. I think I have a tutorial on them somewhere. Case version, and then we're going to create the new version. New version, pass it reader.value. Break. That's what you should need with the case URL. And we want to set the download URL, which is what we had earlier, reader.value, and this is why we created all those values before. Alright, everything looks good. We want to start, just close this parenthesis, no errors. Ooh, wait, lots of errors. Never mind. One extra parenthesis there. Alright, and our exception looks pretty good. And then finally, we just want to close our reader. If reader does not equal null, reader.close. Always good practice to close your reader, especially when you're reading from a website. Okay, now that we have our new version and we have our download URL. Alright, so now we're just going to get the current version of this application which we want to compare it to. And you do system.reflection.assembly.